Men talking, cause real spit you don't find that often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking, cause real spit you don't find that often. Every discussion from experience, and hopefully within it delivers some deliverance. It's all facts and opinionated, from the west where that real spit originated. Brothers truly trying to save a soul, provoke thought so we can really designate a goal. We on that grown man scribble, the ball in our court with command on the dribble. This is something that'll help the show, cause it's something that'll help us grow. We see exactly what the people need. Now welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Welcome to the show, Spitt'n Pollaseedz. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking, cause real spit you don't find that often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking, cause real spit you don't find that often. Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
Welcome.
Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
Welcome to Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day. For those that are
He did. Wow.
For those of you that are first-time viewers, please be a first-time caller. We hope that everyone that is viewing this show enjoys what we have to share, enjoy the dialogue, and join us, whether it be your text messages or please do send us some messages. But what we really enjoy is a lot of the call-ins. It's very intriguing. We usually have a
Quit begging.
We usually have a gentleman by the name of Spencer. I'm sure that you'll find this show informative and entertaining. But before we go into the show and the topic of the show, we're going to find out how the week went for some of the hosts. We have one host that's not here right now. However, he is out of town and he's enjoying it.
I'm a piggyback.
Enjoying him.
I'm a piggyback off what he said. I'm sorry, it's the seat, man. It's the seat that I'm in. It's the spirit of Kev. Shout out, Kev.
Yes.
We have
What up, Kev?
Yeah, we have Kevin that is not here with us last week. I guess we traded.
He's not here
Urban.
with us this week.
He's not here in the studio with us this week, but he's off enjoying himself and having a good time. So, Kevin, if you want to call and let us know how your week was, we'll enjoy that. But for the rest of you, please do watch until the end of the show so that we can also give you a little bit of tidbits or some nuggets.
If we can get into
We're going to
this
find out.
Wow.
We're going to find out.
You wonder why we don't come in on the show with you.
We're going to find out.
God.
Yeah, that was a real spit.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and do a whole monologue.
Please subscribe, like, and share so that someone else can hear. We're going to find out how some of the hosts' week has been so far. We're going to start off with Urban, and we're going to ask him, how was your week, brother?
Man, you don't even want to ask me, bro. Like,
okay, then. So,
okay. Well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, then. Bro, have you ever been on a date and didn't know you was on a date?
Yeah.
Bro, like last night I went out for a business meeting, right? And no business was conducted, and I'm like sitting there like, but drinks was ordered and food. It was happy hour to late happy hour time, and I'm like, I'm giving a hint, like what do you got? I'm just got chicken
water,
strips,
some water and bread,
strips and fries, like the late menu, lady, and it just never got around to it. And it's just like, okay, when are we gonna conduct business? And then drinks is flying out, and then at the end it's like,
she wanted to give you the business.
No, she wanted.
Well put. Well
That's the
put.
business she wanted.
Hey man, ladies, just say what it is. Don't.
Man, it's some.
And then me
women
being a gentleman, I walked her to her car, right? After a couple of drinks, like, okay, like I had one drink. Follow suit.
She should have just had one
especially
drink.
if I'd have known the bill was on me, just.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then could you get my door? I'm not riding with you. This is not what this is. What are you talking about? Get your door.
She said chivalry will never die with her.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a new game. Let's say this is called a business meeting, and what ends up happening
giving
is
you the business.
I'm gonna give you the business, and I'm gonna finesse you out of whatever else it is that I need because I'm hungry today. Out of a meal.
Bro,
you got finessed, and she gave you the business.
At the table, I felt
she gave you the business.
used.
Wow.
Outside of that, a great week. I have an album release party coming up, listening party this weekend, and everybody's invited. It's at the restaurant that I've been trying to get you to come to in Hermosa Beach called Aprons.
Yeah, I'm there.
1320 Hermosa Avenue.
Saturday
from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh,
I'm going to be posting the link tomorrow. You can buy your tickets. You can make your reservations. Come on, we're gonna listen to the album. I'm gonna play some songs off the album, and we're gonna have a funky good time.
Yeah, what time?
From 8 to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
If you're not there, you're not my real friend, Trevor.
Yeah, I'm there.
Hey,
I'm there.
Great week, man. Great week, though.
Yeah. Trevor, how's your week? Trevor?
Yeah.
Trevor. I'm not sure. If I'm not there, I'm not sure. Wow.
I invited you several times. You've yet to show your face.
On a Saturday?
Yes.
Saturday evening.
Yeah. 8 to 11 p.m.
That can't be that hard.
This Saturday evening. The other ones, I gave him his props. He had to go, and I couldn't make it in the middle of a work day.
No. I've had a night show there as well. But go ahead. How was your week?
Canoom.
No, how was your week, brother? Yeah. We was asking you, how are you? You want to wait till my week was good. That's it. My week has been good. How was your week?
Let's get to your week so we can get into the show. The people want to know what's going on.
I had a good week. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gave my week at least an 8.
Nice.
Good. An 8?
Yeah, let's
That's
try to
pretty
get a 10.
good. That's
Let's try to get a 10 next week, okay?
Yeah, we'll go for
circumstances. So I accepted the circumstances and moved forward.
So you had an opportunity to overcome some things. That's what you were blessed with. An opportunity to overcome some things.
It's always a blessing.
And I did that.
Opportunity.
I did that. I had some awesome help and moved forward.
You know what? Let's give a shout. No. Before we do that, let's give a shout out to Keith. Man, he comes here every week.
No, we good.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
but
Keith always having your back.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Wow.
Fine.
No,
wow.
I mean,
really?
we. Wow. Really? See, that's the part that gets me. I mean, Keith corner, whatever else. And
you wasn't today. You wasn't tonight, buddy.
Oh. Okay.
We thank
Keith, man, for doing a great job week after week.
Yeah, week after week, man. Our engineer brings so much production value to the show.
Thank you.
We couldn't do it without him.
Yeah. So this week, the show is about living together apart.
Wow.
Break that down. Living together apart. There's several ways you can break that down.
Would you say some successful relationships live together apart? You ever heard of, like, back in the day, the wife would sleep in this room and the man would sleep in a separate room?
Yeah. Even on not I Dreamer, but I Love Lucy, they was in the same room in separate beds.
Separate beds. So maybe it's something to that.
I guess it's how you judge success.
Yeah.
That ain't really success to me.
What do you mean it's not success?
In this state, to me, like living together apart, like I want to live together. I haven't gotten to that part where like, hey, I just rather we don't separate, but we just tolerate.
Yeah. Would it be like the saying absence makes the heart grow fonder?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
That's a good perspective also.
Yeah. But absence too soon will make the heart wander.
Absence too soon
will make the heart wander.
Break that down.
If you haven't spent enough time with this person and then you separate from this person, I think that the heart has will wander and choose another mate that can spend some quality time with an individual.
I think there's a possibility, but if two people genuinely love each other, when they do come together, they're making sure that they're going to see each other, spend time with each other, money and energy and efforts intentionally versus just by happenstance.
That's the life he lives.
Fairy tale.
He lives in a fairy tale lifestyle.
Because life comes in increments. And the same thing, like if you got together at an early age, you haven't experienced some things. Some circumstances come on later on to where your goals and priorities will shift. And then if the person isn't really committed to you to grow through these stages, then they begin to wander.
Okay, two things with that. One, the component you're addressing is respected, and I understand. I was addressing what Kanun was saying when he said absence make the heart grow fonder. So I was addressing that. I wasn't.
It still could be the absence could be because the husband is out creating a life and making a living, so he doesn't have the ability to be or the opportunity to stay around as much as the mate would like him to because he has to provide. And I went through the same thing, so I know 100%. But then, with that being the case, a lot of times it's a double-edged sword because if you're at home, you can't. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have problems providing. That little rattling is
annoying. Just tell him to turn it off. My goodness. Okay, all right. It's just so technologically
it's click,
remedial.
Click.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trevor.
That's what we were doing, fellas, before you guys blew Keith up. But we
blow Keith up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, me. But I was we had a technical issue that we resolved. I'm glad you guys worked with us through it.
Thank you. So you was disagreeing again with my stance, and I get it.
I wasn't disagreeing with your stance.
I'm just taking an alternative.
But
view.
I think it's always, or let me ask you, do you think it's always important when people want to see each other intentionally?
No. I think reality is that somebody has to go out there and get it. And oftentimes we have to sacrifice some of our wants for our needs.
I completely agree. But I just believe. Well, how about you, Kanu? Do you believe that it is awesome when two people want to see each other intentionally?
Yeah, I of course, because quality time is very precious in any relationship. I think women look at attention and spending time with a woman, they look at it as currency. That's their love currency. If you take that attention away from them, they feel unloved.
Until you run out of federal notes, and then
then they don't want that attention.
Then they get out there and do something like then the attention has a propensity to wander.
Yes.
Do you guys think
to other providers?
Do you guys think that's primarily true if a person if that's not their love language? Because you have some people that time or quality time is their love language. But what if a woman's love language is acts of kindness or
acts of service,
affection?
All that is great until the love, you get a love letter in the mail, which it has
default
DWP on it, or a red letter from SCE, or other bills that is from a different language. And it's, well, you're the leader. Do something. Or why haven't you done something? Matter of fact, I'll ask my friend Manny to help us out.
Another man. We just want to clarify.
Carl,
Manny is a man.
Carl. I think we were probably on different ends of the spectrum, but I definitely think that you have a valid point.
We had a conversation with a young lady today in the barbershop, and she gave her perspective, and she used to think that it was more important for the man to be. We don't need this. We don't need that. You feel like we need this. I don't feel like we need this. I think we need to be together more. But one bad situation can cause the family to be in danger financially.
I had the same conversation with a gentleman that my last client, he was going through that right now. He has to work 2 jobs in order for everything to sustain. However, he is with his co-parent, but they don't live together. And a lot of the household responsibilities in which she lives in, he's taking care of, as well as himself. And he has to work 2 jobs. And that right there is, separate but equal. That would make a lot of men push or turn away from that relationship. I think it's pretty difficult for us to do that. And it's too demanding for a lot of men.
Shan says on the screen, she said, it's the generalization that makes me log out, laugh out loud. What do you mean by that? You care to elaborate or you care to call in?
She's talking about log out the show?
That's why
generalizing that makes me log out. Okay.
Well, if
good night, Shannon.
Yeah,
Shannon Wiggins. Good night.
Yeah, thank you. Especially
thank you
if
for
we're
tuning
not
in.
talking about a specific relationship, we have to generalize because the variables they vary.
I would love for her to call. Shannon, I would love for you to call in so that you can give us a little bit of clarity.
The number is on the bottom. 900.
Don't be scared.
78.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Irvin doesn't bite. Unless you ask him. But if you can live with someone, do you think, because we get caught up in everyday mundane things, you can live with somebody and you heard of the term two ships passing in the night?
Yes.
Because your work schedule and her work schedule differ, that you guys are just spending very little time together before you have to go to sleep.
Yes.
And get up and do it again the next day.
I think communication is key. Communication and understanding and looking at different perspectives, because these things can be very temporary. This is what's needed in this stage of our life or our relationship. Because if we're looking at relationships in a sense to where we're going to go four quarters or 9 innings, you play the game different in different stages of the thing.
Yeah,
as we're setting a foundation for our lives, we're going to have to sacrifice some things. Just like a job. When you first start a job, you probably have to do overtime, all kind of other stuff until you gain seniority. And as that relationship progresses, then you get to choose a lot different circumstances for yourself if you set yourself up in the beginning. But like if you have low seniority on the job, you have to do some stuff that you don't want to do that benefits the family.
Do you think that's one of the, or a few of the things or points that make people that are married and do live together, does that make them or does that separate them when they're in the very walls of their home?
Yeah. Oftentimes, like you said, the lack of time. But if you have the lack of time and the lack of understanding at the same time, it's a time bomb. Now, if there's a lack of time and you say, man, baby, I appreciate all the time you're putting in for the family. Let me have your lunch ready for you. Or let me assist you because I understand that you don't have the time to spend with me that I would love. But maybe I'll meet you at your job and we'll take a break. Just can you add some more time to your lunch once a month?
I think that does pertain to how we do address our topics. I think that the way we speak to each other, we, instead of addressing or saying the actual negative things that we already know and understand, if we can just reword it and say the positive things about it. For example, like you just said, hey, I would love to spend a little bit more time with you. Can we make some time intentionally for each other? Things like that.
I think it's more in the understanding. If you understand that that I am doing some things because I have to, and I feel appreciated because you even understand that part.
Okay.
Not just nagging at me because of what I am unable to contribute.
I think the nagging part is one aspect of a conversation that we as men generally dislike. So being in the very walls of a home with someone and not speaking to each other or being roommates with one another or separating ourselves, even though we're under the same roof, that is probably one of the most frustrating, draining things for a man. And sometimes you could be in the very wall of a house and feel pushed away with the person that you're with. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that where you just feel like you're roommates?
I think quite naturally women will test a man and his resilience. Yeah. And to him being a man, I think unconsciously they do it. They call it shit test. The women will shit test you and see how you respond. Now, if you respond like can I say that?
Please.
A bitch, then you will be treated as such. She loses respect for you. But if you respond like the true masculine male that you are, then she will go on and lesson learned. And she learns the lesson, and you're teaching her like, no, I don't play these games with me. These shit tests, I'm going to pass them with flying colors. just follow the lead.
Give me an example of that.
Of a shit test?
Yeah.
A shit test would be something like you going out with your friends. And she's going in like, oh, I don't want you going with your friends and da-da-da-da. You don't spend no time with me. And it may be something of a business. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
A business nature. But she will test you to see if you have the resolve to still go and do what you said you're going to do. Are you, okay, baby, I'm going to stay home with you.
Hey, man,
okay.
She says I can't
go.
Some Trevor.
That's an example of a shit test. And if you don't pass it, you will get shit tested.
Monica.
Yeah.
Keith, that's exactly why. That's exactly why, Keith.
So I think it's up to a man to have a very strong resolve and stand on the square. You know what I mean? Don't give. I'm not saying don't compromise. I'm saying be solid in who you are. Don't change for no.
I agree with that.
Female.
What's your take on it, Eric?
Ditto. That's
it's the chair. Yeah. It's the chair.
It's the chair.
It's the chair.
That's what Kevin would say.
No, it's not. It's like I feel 100% like he explained it. So not like unlike you, I know what I say. That's the perfect example. And I don't have to add words.
So are you guys ever willing to bend or compromise in a situation?
Of course. Of course.
Mind you, what I said is I'm not saying you don't have to. You compromise in a relationship. Yeah. You're going to. But I think the man should always take the lead in the relationship. It's kind of hard to say when a relationship fails that I think this is why men take it so hard is because we feel we failed. Like I didn't do this good. Right?
Yeah.
Or you have to take almost fall on the sword. It's just like being a leader of the family, that comes with a lot of weight on your shoulders.
And how you lead and what you allow your mate to change about your decisions or the trajectory of your relationship. You're the captain of the vessel. So if you want to talk about it offline to where I can give you more guidance and you can stand a little more firm in your
stand a little taller. I know that's hard for you, but you can stand a little taller in your stance. Yeah.
So there's many situations. I know, Irvin, you posed on your social media today something with regards to if A or B, if someone should stay at the home for a particular reason or leave the home for a particular reason. Could you go ahead and express what you also shared?
Well, I posed a question. For the sake of the children, should you stay in a toxic relationship for the sake of the children in the home, or B, leave the home but continue your parental obligations and responsibilities and outside of the home? So the vast majority of the people agree with B, which was leave the home, but still be a great parent, as opposed to grow up in a home to where the child sees dysfunction and begins to take on these traits.
For those of you that are watching the show, we would love for you to let us know, A or B. What do you think about it? We have, especially you, Shannon Wiggins. If you
still ain't called or text back or nothing. Huh?
She said all women. That's what she was talking about. I guess saying all women, is generalizing, and it's going to make her log off.
But
this is.
But she probably's not. Watch this. She's still not on here.
Let me give you an example of what I mean by pose to the question. Shan, if you feel this way, then the show obviously is not for you. And we understand that, and we appreciate the time that you did spend with us. But however, if you find another show suitable, we ask that you leave quietly.
Boy, she left quietly.
See how we did that?
She logged off.
See how we did that?
Look, Trevor is about to panic. He's having a panic attack. Trevor, it's going to be all right, Trevor.
We're sharing our perspective and our history.
Yeah, it's going to be all right.
And what we deal with things completely different than women.
Well,
and we're giving you the truth from our perspective and our background, right?
Yes.
She out of there?
There.
Okay, shit. Okay.
See the lead.
See what I mean? Nigga, I'm right here. That's what I'm talking about. Trevor?
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
No matter the dysfunction.
Yeah. See you Saturday. Yeah.
Shan, please
see you at
call
the
in
show Saturday.
Please call in and give us some clarity if you can. The number should be at the bottom of the screen. But also at the same token, please do like and share so someone else can hear.
Yeah. But I think what the question that EP posed during the week, it's so easy now to give up.
Oh, completely.
I think we are the delete culture. Like some stuff that we may view as toxic, our parents, our grandparents got over them. They learned how to cope. I think we give up too soon.
What do you think are some of the small things that make some people that are together be separated? Let's start with what are some of the examples of some of the things that real life situations? You guys have been married before. What are some of the small things that make people separate that are together?
Well, where some people would give up and move out, financial obligations makes it easier for them to exist and deal with some uncomfortable situations, as opposed to giving up if you weren't married and you wasn't facing alimony, or you don't want to sell the house and move somewhere else. It becomes easier to cope with some of the situation. And I'll just sleep on the couch, or I'll sleep in another room. Yeah. Or I'll just build me a man cave in the garage.
I live there.
So those are situations that you're not willing to give up half of the things you've earned all your life because you don't have a prenup. That's a reason. I mean, there's several.
How about you, Kano?
I think that when we say we're gonna stick it out, tough it out, it's a great example. I look at it like this: it's a great example for our children to show them. If you have children in this situation, it's to show them how you can resolve a situation with somebody you supposedly love, and not if it's not so egregious, you could get over this and you can work through it, especially with therapy and the whatnot. Sometimes, it's better to pull a ripcord, especially like in the beginning and you're not that deep in. But sometimes you're so deep in, it's hard to like imagine living without this person.
If you have the ability to mask it, though. But if you don't have the ability,
you got to deal with it. There's no masking it.
No,
you got to deal with it.
But you're saying stay there because it could be toxic and it could be damaging to the kids if they see a tumultuous relationship and they think this is a normal way of doing it. So in the past, like our grandparents, bro, they didn't show this in front of kids. They might take a ride. It ain't like they didn't have issues, but they cared enough about the family and who was watching to resolve it another way.
I think what we don't really realize as the people that are going through it, like the parents, let's say the two adults that are having these issues, that once they separate, no matter what, it affects the child tremendously, because now the child feels torn or whatever kind of, that child immediately needs therapy. I only say it because I've witnessed it. In my own life, I witnessed it, that your children, they got to choose. Am I going to like mommy or daddy more? They go through this phase and it's not healthy.
One of the things that I think is important is that we understand the importance of being communal. The more we're communal, the more we are one and we are in harmony with each other, especially starting within the home. If we're communal in the home and even have dinner together at a specific time, I think it's critical and important, because I don't want the people that live in the household to feel as if they have to fend for self, right? So that for me is a preventative measure, because if you know that you're communal in the home, you'll probably be communal on your street. You'll be communal in your neighborhood. You'll be communal in our communities. Make sense? So you guys give me some ideas of, and some of you, those of you that are viewing and listening, please do send us some messages in your point of view on what can we do to prevent being separate in the home, but yet
I would
together?
love some of your takes.
Yeah, this motherfucker gonna moderate the show so he don't have to answer shit.
Yeah, I would.
Right? What kind of bullshit is this?
Yeah.
What about your situations and pose the same question to you?
To you.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm gonna piggyback off what Kanoom said.
Yeah.
Okay,
there we go.
Okay, ask me the questions.
You just asked them. You don't remember them?
Anyway, from my perspective, some of the ways.
The short version, please.
But if I talk too long, see, there
Yes.
you go.
I mean, you got to learn. You got to learn.
I'm asking you guys questions so that you guys can just go ahead and
you have the
talk.
ability. You have the ability to shorten it up. Please, same question.
But I'm gonna talk too long, and then
No,
y'all
you have the
like,
ability to curtail.
See, he trying to escape.
Trust me.
I'm not.
If you
No,
talk
I'm
too
not.
long,
No, I'm not.
I'll interrupt. Don't worry.
All right,
Go ahead.
fine. Okay,
Easily.
This is my mentality, and I've been standing on this on my square since the very first show. I don't give a shit about how you treat me. I don't give a damn about you caring whether or not I'm going out and I'm doing my thing, whatever. Look, understand that it's going to take me 6 to 9 months to be interested in going into dealing with a more serious relationship with the person. I make sure that I get a pattern of understanding of who I'm dealing with, because after I see a pattern of who I'm dealing with, if you tell me you do something else, I'm not going to believe the shit, because I see who and how you are. Now, if it gets to a certain point where I get up in a relationship with you, I would hope that I would have a pattern of seeing your behavior, so I know how you move, how you work, what was true and what was lie. Because what's the worst thing for men is, because we're problem solvers, if you lie to us, we're going to solve a lie, and that's real shitty. So for me, again, 6 to 9 months. That's how I am. That's how I
you're in the
that's what I
relationship.
stood on.
We're past the 6 to 9 months.
You're in the relationship.
We're past
but
that.
living together.
But my
married.
question was, how do you have a preventative measure, and give us an example of it? That was my question. So I answered the question that you guys turned on me.
But in the relationship, you're married and living in the home was the premise.
Okay, so now if we're going to go from living in the home, a preventative measure is, if there's some things that you can see as a man, because we are problem solvers, see what can happen, what could happen as a result of certain actions. Men need to be able to identify that, because one of our gifts is, like you said, our nature. We are problem solvers. So if you understand some of the mistakes that have been made, if we as men are not going to learn from those mistakes or some of the issues that have happened and change it, then we're wrong, because information plus application equals success. And I would believe the same thing in a relationship. Education, or the information that we get from our spouses and from our children, the information plus the application, we've learned the lesson and it wasn't a loss. We as men are problem solvers, so we apply solving the problem so that in the future we don't have the same problem, because we don't want to see the same movie twice.
Yeah, we don't want to see the same movie twice.
I want to see you make the same mistake, honey, or a child, or whatever. We don't want to do that, and especially if the movie was weak. Oftentimes we as men, because we have the odds in our favor, a lot of men, I'm sorry, let me back up, because you guys were saying if you were in a relationship or marriage. Oftentimes a lot of men will walk away and leave the headache over there with you.
Let me ask you this.
Men walking away.
A lot of men will walk away.
Let me ask you this, Trevor. Have you lived in this situation to where it was a volatile?
Yep.
You don't know what I'm going to even ask.
Go ahead.
Were you ever in a volatile situation to where you had to exercise some of the things that you're asking us about?
Yes.
Can you care to go into
any? I was dealing with a relationship with someone that told me so many lies that as a man, it's okay. Look, let's take on some preventative measures. Some speed bumps happen in this person's life. And okay, let's solve this problem. We tried to solve the problem, and I believe that in order to solve a problem, let's come to a healthy compromise, something that's not going to be too much imposing on you or imposing on me. You got to the point where dealing with this person, because of the lie, they lived out their lie to the fullest. Because the person lived out their lie to the fullest, it imposed on me, and it would be best that you go ahead and move, because I was here to help. There were terms, limitations, and boundaries. You crossed them, you broke them. Let's leave. She put her hands on me before, and she was also mentally abusive. And there have been times where I found out the truth after I've gone through the lie. So as a man, I tried to solve some problems, but it was a lie. For example, the car was being repossessed. I was taking that person. They told me that their car was acting up. Okay, let me drive it. Let me find out what's going on. I drove to and from Orange County or whatever else. I'm like, hey, it seems to be good, but however, the dealer called me. I guess you told him about the problem, and go ahead and call him back. This happened for like 3 months. Okay, call him back. Second time, there's an argument. Third time, goes off on me, swings on me, and all this, and puts her hands on me. I'm like, hey, why are you getting mad? Because the dealer's calling, and he's telling you to call him. You're not returning his call. So long story short, on December 23rd, I get into it with these two Hispanic dudes, right? So we're in front of my house and we getting physical. So,
was it over her?
It was, we were getting down in the driveway. So she tells me that some people outside stealing my car. So me and them getting down. So and I'm not really one like did you lose? Not good. Not at all. So we out there.
Must have been little guy.
And she tells me, nah. So she comes to the front porch. So you just gonna let them steal my car? I'm thinking to myself, like, no, I think I said it. Nah, bitch, you don't see me out here with him. Nah, I mean, this is really what happened. So like, nah, bitch, you can't grab a broom or a knife or something. I just ran out, and I'm with it's 2 against 1. So what the one dude leaves and he goes to the truck. So I'm getting into it with this one dude, right? Like, put my stuff back, whatever else. And I know this is pretty much it for me. You know what I mean? He went to the car, so it's like I'm taking one with me. So the dude walks up to me and says, hey man, here, read this. It was a repo. I had been driving her car. And then if I'd have drove her car, when it's been if they were to go to my house, they would see that the car's not there. But if I'd have took her car to my job and they came and took it from my job, it would appear as if I got her car stolen. But I didn't realize that after 3 months of them calling her, and then end up calling me
to fix the problem with the car.
And that's why she got into it with me. That's why we argued, but I didn't understand why you gonna put your hands on me when I'm telling you that they're calling you. Why are you mad at me? So I'm like, I'm cool. Second situation, we get into it, and the bitch asks me to leave my house. Yeah, I went through a lot.
Oh.
So
when did you end up coming back home?
I mean, you left the house.
After the police were called and got into some shit,
Oh wow, okay.
She was asked to leave by the police officers.
It was on some other shit.
She probably had some mail there.
She punched me and she broke my glasses. So I called.
Wow. This thing have taken a turn. My bad. I didn't mean to go through.
Yeah. Damn.
Punched me.
I hope you got therapy for it. You know what I mean? Both of you. I mean, well,
unfortunately, man, she has gone through some things that I don't necessarily know of.
Oh, she said y'all love problematic women.
It's just a matter of praying for her, letting her go through it. But by God's grace, she left after the police. Well, one situation where the police came, but fortunately she left, and I hope and pray that she's happy now or she's at peace.
Shan, what kind of woman are you?
Probably a problematic one.
Yeah,
because she wants to. She starts an argument.
Yeah. Shannon, right? I probably attracted a problematic woman, but it also lends to the fact that also because I wait so long to talk to someone.
No, listen to
they
this.
also made mention that sometimes people put on a happy face for a long time.
Oh, watch this. Givers attract takers, and we can go down the list. So I think we should stop there.
Church music says, write the book, Trevor.
I've been through it, but it sounds like a good movie.
Yeah.
But Shan, I'm gonna let you know this, and I'm gonna say this proudly. I'm gonna take the energy that you're giving us, and I'm gonna turn it. You're right. I do attract very, we all attract very, very many women.
Very many,
that go through hurt, that are hurt, that are dealing with somebody that has balance, that also see men that are successful, that they would have a desire to want to be with. We also attract women that see or that are opportunists. So you are right. Most people that are that only have $1 left are attracted to lottery tickets.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's
sometimes,
a good one.
And I mean this genuinely. If a person only got $1 left and she sees us as a winning lottery ticket,
they're gonna scratch us. They're gonna scratch us.
They're gonna scratch us. And I did get hurt. But if you also realize, and just in my very testimony just now, Shannon, that might even attract more women, because this dude said, I pray for her. I want her to do well. She's been through some things. I'm not sure what it is.
I was physically defending her honor.
And I'm telling you that, yeah, I got dragged through the mud, and I did attract a problematic woman that I'm praying for. I attracted a problematic woman that was hurt and scorned that I'm praying for. And I'm helping and I'm assisting in raising my daughter. So yeah, to some people, we made that testimony alone may look like a winning lottery ticket. If you can find a man, that's gonna love, or if you have, and I don't know, but if your child's or if your co-parent is there being like, hey baby, I got you, Shan. Hey Shan, and whatever your shortcoming might have been, if he said, hey, look, our daughter needs this. As a matter of fact, hold up, baby. This is so that y'all can go on vacation. Here goes something extra. We have that kind of character.
You're a good guy, brother.
So
he has attracted
Monica.
And her name is Monica.
So I have to. If I didn't have a test, I wouldn't have a testimony.
Yeah, that's great.
And I praise God throughout the whole thing. And even now on this show, Shan, I'm praising God that I went through that, because God gave me what I prayed for. He just didn't give me the wife until now.
Until now.
So he's there.
He's there. He's engaged. And he's to be wed later this year.
Yeah.
So God rewards.
See, that's the problem right there.
I understand
I'm hyper independent,
but here's the twist, Shannon, and that's awesome for you. I applaud you. However, women were made to be a family, the nurturing aspect of a family, because we need to be interdependent.
Yes, interdependent.
We are supposed to be dependent on one another.
You are out of line.
I'm sorry.
You're out of alignment with your natural womanly duties here on earth.
I'm sorry that you have to be hyper independent. Because you're probably a woman that deserves a man that she can depend on.
This is, man, you might want to download this one, Shannon. Look at this, because this is
about you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if she's hyper independent, and that's awesome.
I think that's what was wrong with a lot of the women nowadays. Not all women, but a lot of them. So I'm gonna generalize this way: is that they've taught to be independent. You don't need no man. You don't. We are, like Trevor said, we're supposed to be very interdependent of one another. Excuse me?
No, go ahead.
Oh, we are supposed to be interdependent of one another. You don't see pillars holding up a statue all in one space together. You know what I mean? So I just think what we need to do is, find women that are truly helpmates.
Yeah, and not
uberly hyper independent. Yeah. Because those women, if you're hyper independent, you don't need us.
Yeah.
And we need family. We promote Black families here on this show. Family is very important.
One of the things that make me think about that is, and thank you, Papa Pope, whoever Papa Pope is, but one of the things that get me about that is we had a show not too long ago that talked about passport bros. It's not a matter of leaving our women, but instead going to a system to where we feel needed. The thing here is, for men, if we have a job, mission, vision, and purpose, We need an assistant or a helpmate. Most men that cheat on y'all, they probably cheated with their secretaries. Why? Because she's helping him fulfill his job, mission, vision, and purpose. Their accountant, she helped him run the numbers. Their assistant, they went ahead and booked his flights and told him when they assisted him. So, and I'm not meaning this in a mean way, but in all actuality, the one that they cheated on their wives with was the assistant. So now their brothers are going to Thailand. Brothers are going to different parts of the world because
they can't get no assistance.
No, if the femininity is lacking in a lot of the women, not saying all, but a lot of the women,
definitely the Uber, the
hyper independent. Yeah, they have too much masculinity, and I don't know what it is with women that want to be men.
Well, I don't
truly in nature, in their job, and you know, and I'm going to say, because I love Black women, you know, that too many of them they want to give up now. They're taking on jobs and they like, this isn't for me. Yeah. This is too much pressure. And this one young lady, and I applaud her. She said, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I said, you're not built for this. Yeah. Men are built to labor. We're built to labor. Even if it's with your fingers like EP. You know,
it's a lot going into that, but
it's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah. It was a woman that was from the Ukraine. She was on another show, and she said, I didn't understand why men came over here and spent so much money until today. I realized that men want to feel needed. If a man tells you that, baby, don't wear that, because you're a representation of him. If a man says, because he cares. Yes. And a lot of times you women, you're not allowing us to care. So as a result, it's turning the whole tides of the way we even practice our etiquette. Walking down your stair, a man is supposed to walk down the stairs before you if he cares. A man is supposed to walk or go up an escalator behind you if he cares. A man is supposed to walk by the street and you walk on the inside if he cares. And it's gotten to a point now where some women are so hyper independent that y'all don't even care. We
have to stop and read this one. Takasha Nicole says, well, go on, suckers. We don't need you if you don't want us. Wow. That we already
said we love Black family, Black women.
But that statement alone says so much, because there's a disconnect and you don't even want to fix it.
Okay, let me say this. Takasha, I agree with you. And I know you guys say Trev always go with the women. Okay, Takasha, I agree with you completely. Go on, suckers. But you're dealing with well-groomed, humble, organized businessmen that are equipped spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. So I agree. Go on to the suckers, because we don't want you. Suckers don't want you, but real men need you.
Not the ones with that mindset. Not the ones with that mindset at all.
If you're telling men to go, you don't want us. The thing is, a real man needs you. So the suckers can go, but the real men, they really need you.
Well, who is you? Because let's the ones with that attitude.
She said suckers.
But she said we don't need you.
Suckers.
Yeah.
We're not suckers.
At all. So why did the comment come up?
Let's ask. Takasha, call in.
Yeah, she's not gonna call in.
Takasha, call in.
That's.
I don't even see how suckers came up.
I just say a lot of people hide behind their keyboards.
No,
they're internet.
But I also have to give 50-50. A lot of times things can be misinterpreted in a text.
No, this is not pre-recorded. You can call in. I don't know who Purple K's are, but you can call in. It's not pre-recorded.
I don't even understand how you can say this could be misconstrued, because this was very, very, very clear.
I don't think Takasha is calling us suckers. Takasha, are you calling us suckers? Because if you are, please do call in.
You made the statement about men that go abroad because they are not appreciated here. That was. But
they have to call in and give us clarity. You're right.
Okay.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, I understand. You gave me clarity.
You're not.
You just gave me clarity.
You're not with me though.
Go ahead, finish, because I thought you gave me clarity.
Yeah, but the way you set that whole conversation up, is men go that far to that grade of length because we aren't appreciated. You started the whole conversation with that, because we can't get cooperation. We don't feel value. We don't feel seen. So we spend that amount of money and that amount of effort and to find somebody who appreciates us. That's how you started the whole conversation with that. So those guys who go to that great length to secure somebody who values them and will help assist us.
Oh, we got somebody brave.
We're suckers. Those guys are suckers.
Caller, please tell us your name,
I haven't gone yet.
Question or comment.
It's Takasha. Good evening.
Thank you for calling. No, you are so welcome.
Referring to you four gentlemen, even though we have one missing tonight. Mm-hmm. But I was not referring to you gentlemen. I'm speaking to the ones.
Because I like you, Takasha. Okay. I was appalled.
Well, don't take it personal because it wasn't directed towards you, unless
who was it directed towards?
Unless you're getting ready to stamp your passport and go over there, then I'm gonna pull up and we're gonna fight in the streets first.
Okay.
You think it's something?
I'm Team Black. Don't throw us away.
What about going to Africa? You know what I mean? It's more than Panama.
5 women.
We're talking about Thailand and Mexico.
No, well,
China.
No, let's deal with the reason as opposed to where they're going, because they're going there because the ones here don't want them. So you're talking about a cause and an effect, right?
But half of the time, not you personally.
I know what you're saying.
Men that decide to move to other races, they don't work with the woman that they're the Black woman. They don't work with them.
What do you mean by work with them? What do you mean by work with them?
Working with them with their attitudes. When it comes down to why does this woman have an attitude?
Why do we need to deal with the attitude?
What made this woman now develop an attitude?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, not at all. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why not. Because if you got with a man who was feminine, right? Who was feminine because he was raised by women, you're not going to give him you're not going to rationalize why he's feminine. You're just going to say, girl, he ain't for me, right? Let's be honest.
And move on.
Right. So with that same mindset, how can you say that you don't care that he's not feminine, he's not he doesn't like the same sex, but he just happened to grow up and have these feminine traits because of his upbringing. You're not even giving him the benefit of doubt. You with a snap of a finger said it's over for him. You moving on, right?
So why shouldn't it be the same the other way around? That's the biggest thing.
When I say as far as couples working together, I'm saying this woman is now being aggressive or disrespecting you because
this man is now being feminine. This man is now being feminine in his feelings, right?
Men can be in their feelings and not be considered feminine.
No, but I'm talking about this guy that we're talking about. The scenario in which I've just expressed, and you said that you would be gone immediately, right? Hello?
Yeah, she said it.
This thing on?
She said it.
This thing on?
It's just on to the next. She already said that.
She said that.
It's on to the next.
So then you're contradicting yourself.
After some time, I would give him some time to see.
No. Now you want to give him some time and some
grace. Based on this
grace.
conversation, I'm glad we were able to pour something into you that will give this feminine man a little more consideration and thought.
As long as he's not putting on my heels and.
Well, he might, unless you got a ring camera or something.
I mean, it sounds like if women want to wear the man's pants in the family, why shouldn't he be allowed to wear some heels?
No, he can't wear no heels. We don't.
That's just the way he grew up. You can change him.
No.
Oh, okay.
We're not.
He's grown.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hopefully you watch this again and see where we were going with this, but you get it.
Yes,
it's not fair.
Okay.
That Takasha, I'll say this: if that shit happens, that's definitely gonna make y'all probably be separated in the house but together, and that's the topic of the show.
Exactly.
That's gonna make y'all probably be separated.
She gonna be hiding her shoes.
This nigga stretch my heels.
Stop.
Right.
As long as you guys aren't packing it up and going on the other side, we good.
Amen.
Well,
Thank you.
let's accept us here and pour into us as we pour into you, because we need each other. Let's perpetuate that.
Yes, and that's what we
want to
do.
learn. We want to learn.
We do need each other.
Women.
Exactly.
Thank you for calling.
Black women.
Yeah,
she want to be clear on that. Black women.
Black women.
Nah, I ain't mad at you because I love me some black women.
Yes.
You know.
And shed the attitude. Don't even add that into the conversation.
Yeah.
You won't tolerate it. Come on. You don't come with it, because you're not going to treat your boss that way. Because you know your financial
livelihood depends on it. Yeah.
You ain't going to talk to your pastor a certain way. It ain't like there's certain people that you shed the consequences for.
Yeah, you tear down that hard masculine female persona for your boss.
Yeah.
You do what he says at the drop of a whim.
You mask it.
And to the man that you so-called love and live with, you will do something totally different. Why I gotta do that?
Talk shit to your husband.
Yeah.
You talk, a lot of women have a tendency to do that.
We are not tolerating that in 2024.
That's why some men don't go to church, unfortunately. We in the same place, but we separate on that. A lot of men can, you married to him or whatever else, but in my house, you will leave on Sunday to cheat on me. You're gonna go to your house, your church, and you're gonna, whatever he said, I told you earlier, on with unholy words, probably. But I didn't come to you, my dear child, we must obey. No.
That's the church you go to.
I'm just saying.
He's still Catholic. I mean, that's a Catholic church you go to.
But what I'm saying is, you go to church and you have your thumbs up and praise after he told you the same thing that I told you, but I'm paying all the bills over here, and we just sending some of our money over there.
Get involved.
And we're giving our tithes and offerings.
Get involved.
And then here I am. But I'm just saying that's why some men don't go to church.
That's why some of those men need to go there and be involved with the relationship that their wife is involved with in the church. Be a part of it.
I understand what you're saying.
I do too. But
I think the whole process, the whole point is that a woman can listen to the pastor before she even listens to her husband.
Well, women nowadays, you don't even got to go that far. Some women will listen to the internet.
Of course.
I realize that, but I was just giving an example of Kunum's point. But
I'm just saying, you're not going to just attack the church in front of me.
Oh no! I apologize. It was
not attacking the church.
In all honesty,
I'm playing.
Okay, good, because I no. If I go to me and my girl go to church, we going to church together.
Of course, but I'm saying that would help, right?
Right. But even in church, some men decide not to. Look, I'm gonna keep the church out of it, but whenever a woman listens to any other man other than the man that's taking care of her, the man that's covering her, protecting her, and willing to sacrifice for her, once she listens to another man, automatically something within that man can snap to where, like, hey, hold up. That happened to me not too long ago. And it's like, hey, you're gonna put his view or his job or his position in front of me doing what is right for you. Oftentimes we as men can't take that. We don't understand it. We'll probably never be able to wrap our brains around it. To Shannon that called in.
We got a caller at the end of the show.
Master engineer.
If it's Shan.
Hello, caller. What's your name, question, and or comment?
Hey, it's Purple Keys. I'm in the comments actually.
What up, Purple Keys? Talk to us.
How you doing?
Good.
So I don't know if it's a little bit off topic, but I was wanting to ask, because a lot of some men that actually had this that I had like a little conversation about, but they say, like, when certain women that behave a certain way or whatever, they're like, oh, you got daddy issues because like a woman hasn't had a father in their life. And so they act the way they act or whatever in their actual previous, situation, or because in their adult life. they feel like, because of whatever situation they've been through, if they ain't went through it, or they haven't gotten through whatever they've gotten through life, it's because they haven't had a father in their life, or because their relationship didn't go right. They always look at and go back to like, well, it's because you got daddy issues, or you didn't have a father there, and da da da. So I just wanted to get your guys' opinion on that. Like, maybe that could be why some women,
of course, it's why some do, but I think the right man, or a man that is experienced, or that is least in tune, can have conversations with you and kind of figure out why some things are the way they are, or tell you how to love him, or how to mask some of those things and get you to love him the way that he needs to be loved, as opposed to why you're doing it.
Right.
I would also say that speaking with resolution is more important than just consistently addressing the problem, because that's oftentimes what people do, for one. And for two, if you don't address the problem, that goes back to a previous portion of the show where we were talking about preventative measures. Let's talk about the problem before we move forward. Address the problem or apply what we've learned from it, so that we can move forward with resolution and have a healthy relationship. Because if we don't, what can happen is the very topic of the show will be separated,
living together apart.
We'll be living together apart.
Thank you.
Does that kind of make sense? We have to address the issue.
And it is the end of the show, so it's hard to delve into what you're really talking about. But if you do leave a comment, I'm sure we will address it accordingly.
And we're going to talk to you next week when you call back. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much.
We look forward to it. Please call back next week.
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody gave a real spit this week.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's our show. That's our show.
That's
for
a
this
good one.
week. Yeah,
Another one in the can.
Another one in the can. So like, share, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week on Spitt'n Pollaseedz.
Yes, sir.
Spitt'n Pollaseedz Day.
Hey.